doing fantastic. I want to talk about the why today and why it is more important than the how. See, a lot of people are focused on how am I going to get this done? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And the how consumes everything and they never get started. They never move from that thought into action. So today I wanted to just quickly share why I personally believe that why is more important than the how. And if you figure out your why, the reason behind your actions, for anything that you decide to do, if you understand why you're doing it, if that why is strong enough, the how doesn't even matter. I was watching something yesterday that said, whatever it is that you decide, whatever it is that you have the desire and the will to go out there and pursue, whatever that is, someone has already done it. So you've probably heard there's nothing new under the sun. Everything has been done before. But there's new things for us. There's firsts for us. The first time that we ride our bike, first time we go swimming, first time we maybe jump out of an airplane if we have a parachute on, we live to tell about it. There's a lot of firsts that people experience in life, and some people don't experience many. So when you think of your life and you think of the things that you have gone after, the things that you've tried to accomplish that might have been challenging, maybe you didn't know how to even start. At some point or another, you probably thought, how can I get this done? How will I get the resources? How will I find the things that I need to make this project a success? And the reality is, again, someone has already done it. So if you find that person, you can ask the question of, hey, how did you do it? How did you get from where I am now to where you are, and all the experiences, all the resources, all the tools? How did you get it? You can find out the how easily just by finding somebody. But the how is almost like the blueprint, the context, the way, the roadmap to get to the place that you're heading. The why is going to be what keeps you going when things aren't necessarily going the way that you want them to go, or when you're feeling stuck. And the reason a lot of people don't necessarily get to the finish line or get to where they're going, that destination, is because they haven't sat down to think about, why am I doing this in the first place? Just the same way we go to work. We understand that if we stop going to work today, in 2 weeks or a week, however often that paycheck comes, you stop working, the paycheck stops coming. So most people understand the reason that they go to work is to make sure that when that paycheck is needed, it shows up on time because I've showed up to work. But when it comes to building a dream, when it comes to going after your vision, right, your passion, whatever it is that you've put down and said, this is my goal for myself, a lot of times we haven't sat down to think about why that's a goal that we want to pursue, why that's something we want to attain. And I'm going to just use finances, right? A lot of times on YouTube University, where we are right now, there's a bunch of content that people put out, how to make, $1,000 in an hour, how to make $5,000 in a day, how to make your first $100,000 using Chat GPT. You've all seen it. So people get excited about these titles and they're like, oh man, let me jump on and learn how to do this. But the reality is, you're probably not going to make 100,000 bucks if you haven't sat down and really consume content on how to make 100 bucks, how to make 1,000 bucks. The why do you want to make 100,000, right, in an hour or in a day? That why hasn't even been figured out yet. So once you start going down the rabbit hole and figuring out all these different things that you're going to have to do, it's going to easily be like, you know what, it's not that serious. Let me put this on the back burner and then pick this up maybe later, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, right? And that's how quickly you get sidetracked and move from one thing to another. But if you sit down and really ask yourself the question, why do I want $100,000? Why do I want $1,000? Like, what is the goal? What's the thing that's pushing me to go after the information, to learn the skill so that I can put that skill to work, right? For a lot of people, time, freedom. Maybe they have family, friends that they haven't spent quality time with in a while, and they want to do that. But they know that if I start taking off from work to spend quality time with friends, it's not going to be as quality because I'm going to be thinking about the money that I'm not making and the bills that will be coming. And I'm already stressed just thinking about it. So I don't want to go. Right. But if somebody's working on something and they know that, you know what, I have to put in extra time after I get off of work. And when I get off of work, I'm really tired. I don't feel like putting in extra time or doing extra work. But this work is not work that I'm doing to build somebody else's dreams. This is work that I'm doing to build my own dream, my vision, my goal, the thing that I said I'm passionate about. And that's what I want to go after and make a reality. That's the difference, right? When you sit down and really understand why you're doing something, it's going to be so much more difficult for people to pull you off your path and redirect you because their vision is not the same as yours. And a lot of times I see people with all the potential, all the support, all the resources, but they let somebody else that doesn't have the vision pull them off their path. So that's why I wanted to spend a little bit more time today just figuring out or just talking to you about if you've spent the time to figure out the why. Why is it that you're going to work every day? Why is it that you're spending extra time after work putting in to build whatever you're working on? Why is it that you're not spending extra time, but you're not excited about your job that you go to every day? Right? Some of these questions I think about when I see what other people are doing and I know what I'm doing, and it just doesn't make sense to me. So I figured I'd ask some questions. Maybe you guys would be kind enough to let me know what you're thinking, what you're working on, what you're doing in the comment section below. I just love connecting and communicating with people that are moving towards some type of goal that they've set for themselves, looking to personally develop, get better, grow as a person, so that not so that they can brag about, look at me, see, look what I've done, but so that they can surround themselves with other people that need some of the blessings, need some of the resources that they've been able to accumulate. I think life is all about giving back, sharing with people things that are beneficial, things that are valuable that they might not otherwise come across. But because you came into the picture, you were able to share with them, and now they can take that value and share with other people. People helping people world is what we live in. But I think now more than ever, people are so distrusting of others. So they don't want to communicate. They don't want to share ideas. I was watching something yesterday too that said, if somebody's really good and has a skill set, let's just say it's in communication, and somebody has a skill set, and let's just say they're good at farming, using their hands to, raise crops and food. If somebody can communicate the importance of eating organic, natural foods with no chemicals, and somebody else can actually farm the land, create the crop, and you combine those two gifts, the person who can communicate and the person who has the green thumb, they can impact so many people's lives with the crops that they're able to harvest when that time comes. And think about your skill set. Think about the people that you can partner with to be able to produce that impact. It doesn't have to be crops, it doesn't have to be farming, but there's skills that you have that other people, when married and you put your skills with their skills, it can create massive, massive impact. So I just want to encourage you, don't downplay, don't diminish the value that you have, because it's worth so much more than you think to somebody else. You just haven't had that conversation yet. So go out there, have more conversations, meet new people, expand your brain and what's possible, right? Your imagination, your mindset, and just keep on growing. I guarantee you'll look back and say, wow, good thing I got started. Look what I've built over time. Nothing great comes quickly. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes desire. So if you have all those things, my recommendation is just go after it now. There's no perfect time to start, but you have an opportunity. Since you are alive, you're breathing, you're moving and grooving, get started today. If I can help in any way, I'm here for it. I want to see you winning, but I don't read minds. So if you want, leave a message, leave a comment, and I'll get you as many resources as I can so that you can move towards your goal and keep winning. Stay safe, enjoy the Friday. Most of all, be productive and share your gifts. Bless somebody out there today. We'll talk on the next video. Peace.